Hi guys, my name's Lucy Young. I work for Kerry as an innovation chef, and I'm here today to show you a great recipe that's easy and attainable by all. It's quick, it's really easy, and there's actually no cooking involved, so anyone can have a go at this. The great thing about this is it actually fits in with our corporate sponsorship and partnership with the Special Olympics, and also it kind of links in with your Fit 5 plan around hydration, nutrition and physical activity. So we're all busy at times and all our lives are getting even busier. So today what I'm going to show you is a peanut and banana energy bar. Now the cool thing about these is, as I said previously, there's no cooking involved at all, and they're really healthy, really nutritious. They're full of healthy fats, we've got some protein in there, and also we've got loads of fibre. So it's kind of a recipe that you can have a bit of a play around with. Don't worry too much about following the recipe bit for bit. When we get into it, you can kind of change things up how you feel and just really have a bit of fun with it. So the way this actually fits into the Fit 5 plan, I suppose, is we've got some banana in there. You can add different fruits. We've got different dried fruits here, maybe some cranberries or some apples. And then also we're adding a lot of like whole grains. So we've got your oats in there, and we're going to add different nuts and seeds along the way. So the only real things you're going to need for this recipe is a chopping board, so that's going to be for your fruits, a knife, obviously always be careful with knives, don't put them in the sinks, a mixing bowl. So I like to get my hands involved really in this recipe, but also for later on, if you want to make nice spherical bites and balls, you can use even a melon peeler, or I've just got a little ice cream scoop here. Outside of that, you don't really need anything else. It's all just about getting your hands in, getting involved. If you want to weigh ingredients out, maybe start off with some weighing scales. But I had a bit of a Blue Peter moment earlier, and mine are all ready to go already. So, first things first, let's prepare our ingredients. Now, as we said, there's not really much preparation needed for this. So first of all, we need to attack the banana. So with bananas, this one's kind of ripe, but you can use a bit darker bananas. If they've got a bit brown, just use them up in this recipe, that's fine. And as I said earlier, you can use any of the fruits really. Any fruit that you feel you're happy with, just follow the recipe card and put the same amount of fruit in as the banana. There's a lot of safe swaps also on this recipe card to tell you what you can change in and out of the recipe. Right, so with the banana, obviously with a knife, keep your fingers out of the way. I find it easier to go straight down the middle of the banana first. So you have smaller pieces because we're only going to be using our hands to mush this through. And then we just chop through the banana like so. Don't worry about it being even. This is all going to get mushed through, as you said. So one banana straight into this recipe. Bananas are a great source of potassium as well, so that's really good. Bit of a hand wipe there. So next we're going to add the oats. Now these are just raw jumbo oats, so I've gone for a larger oat just because it adds a bit more texture, but it's totally up to you. If whatever oats you have at home, that's fine. So just going to add them in. Now oats are a great source of fibre, so beta-glucan in them, which is a soluble fibre. So this is a great part of your diet and helps with your digestion. So next we will add in some coconut flakes. Now you can buy these from anywhere. As I say again, they don't need to be added. Next up we've got the peanut butter. So this is the next base. Now if you're allergic to nuts, or specifically peanuts, you can add anything really sticky butters in your base. You can use an almond butter, or you could even go a savoury route and use a tahini or something. Anything that's going to give us that really sticky base to kind of bind all the ingredients together. So that goes in next. Now the reason I'm using peanut butter really is because it's a great sort of protein. So protein is really good for that kind of post-workout maybe boost. So adding that protein in there should be great for you guys for any kind of workout time, or even in the morning if you just want to kind of fuel yourself up and get ready to go. Then, because everyone deserves a treat with this recipe, I've added some sweetness. Now my main sweetness is actually coming from honey, but again you could use treacle, you could use maple syrup, anything that's really you've got that's kind of like got that sweet element that you've got in easy kind of store at home. Then as I said, because we're going for a treat, I've got some dark chocolate chips here. Now these are 70% cocoa, so we're going to add them in. Then I've also added a bit of cocoa powder. Now this is kind of like a cheap treat because it's still really good for you. We haven't got anything with a load of unrefined sugars in there. It's like a really good, nutritious meal. So, as I said, at this point, you can see there all the ingredients are in. We're just going to use our hands. Obviously wash your hands first though, guys. And we're just going to mush this all together. Now, these can be quite sticky to start with, but once they've sat in the fridge, you'll find that they just dry out a little bit and the oats kind of absorb all that moisture. Now the good thing about this is when the oats absorb that moisture, they actually can be more nutritious for us because the moisture starts to break down the starches in the oats and this means that our body can actually absorb the nutrients a little bit better. Right, so you get really in there, mix all these ingredients together. And what you find is you'll end up with a ball like so. So at this stage, guys, where we're up to is we've just got a ball of mix here. So you can just use your hands to ball these. As I said, you can use a melon peeler or just use a spoon to get different weights out. You can actually weigh them straight onto scales if you want. You're probably going to want around 20 grams for a bite-sized piece. Just to save a bit of a mess today, I'm using a really small ice cream scoop. Okay, so simply just ball them out. Now I find some of these can be a bit sticky, especially if you're using different ingredients to find. So just a little bit of water on the hands just helps to keep the hands a bit cleaner and a bit tidier. And then straight out like that, and there's your nice ball of mix. Now, as we kind of said previously, guys, probably wouldn't eat these all in one go. It's not like a cookie dough that we just go a little bit crazy on. These are really there for just a little snack, a little energy boost. As I say, you can take them with you to work or wherever and just have them for a snack during the day, mid-morning snack, pre or post workout. In the morning, if you're in a rush, you can just take them with you and just eat them on the way to the bus stop or whatever you're doing in the day. So also, if you just keep them in the fridge, if you're not eating them, or as I said earlier, they're really good out the freezer, and you can just grab them out, maybe portion them out to 3 or 4 pieces and grab them out when you need them. Preferably defrost them before you eat them though. So this mix is maybe about 400 grams of mix. So if you're going to do 20 gram balls, you're going to get about 20 balls out of the mix. So it could really last you for a week, I suppose. But what I like to do at home is try using different flavours. So I've got a mixture of things to eat just to keep it a bit fresh. I have some chocolate ones maybe as a nighttime treat, and then you can add some different seeds and nuts to add more texture to them to have during the day. Some dried fruits to add a bit more sweetness. And I think it's a really versatile recipe, so just have a play around with it. Also have a look online if you're not sure, or drop a note on the Special Olympics website, and we can get back to you with some ideas. So there's your balls. There, look. Now for me, we just put them in a airtight container, and I'm going to put them in the fridge just to sit overnight, just so the moisture the variable moisture inside kind of just sets out, and it just sets up a little bit, and it stops kind of like the stickiness and the clagginess that you get from the oats, and the starches kind of start to work with the moisture, so they deliver a lot better once they've sat overnight. So here's the finished article. These have been sat overnight in the fridge. As you can see, they're a lot drier. They haven't really got that sticky texture when they're first made. The kind of moisture's soaked into the oats a little bit, so that's what we're looking for in kind of a finished product. But as I say, guys, have fun with this recipe. It's really versatile. Just have a bit of a play in the kitchen and enjoy it. It's been great being here today. This great partnership with the Special Olympics, and don't forget your Fit 5 plan, guys. So it's 5 lots of fruit and vegetable a day, drink 5 bottles of water, and exercise 5 times a week. Thanks a lot.